Hello again, everyone. There's even one person in here. I will wait for a few more people to join. Another fun evening here at the nursing home. All right, so we have fully started our canned food drive. So I don't know if any of you out there can do it, but if you can send the cans, there's the address. Yeah, it's the Washington Street in Riverside. And like I said, all the stuff that's sent to this is part of the Beef for Vets collection for feeding the homeless and the homeless vets. Alright, and I'm going to put the link out in case anyone wants to come up again. I didn't put much notice in today, so I don't know how many people will show up. But it's better than not having anyone just sitting around doing nothing. Alright, so one of the topics I'd like to ask people is their thoughts actually on your opinion on what is considered a vet. Bell, good to see you, brother. We have some people saying that the ones that served, struck by lightning, good to see you. The ones that have served should not be, it's a differential because the 501Cs here in California break it down into two different sections. Those who have actually served in an active war and those who have served but did not go to war. I and our organization don't consider a differential between the two when it comes to vets being homeless, whether they served or not. Some people, however, have told me that quite animate about it, about the fact that there's an extreme difference, that those who went into the military and did not serve in an actual war zone are just there practicing and playing games. All right, I listened to this opinion. I don't agree with it, but I'd like to hear what other people might have to say about it. I mean, also the person was anti-homeless, which again, trying to tell me how that homeless are there by their fault for them being homeless. Now, I have my opinions, and I'm more of a diplomat, unfortunately, for V for Vets. So when I go to a place and start talking about these issues, it's not like being on my show right now, on the Bud Grower Show, where I can do a rant and basically tell whatever. I have to have respect for everyone, which I do. So the two topics I'd like to hear people actually comment on is your take on the homeless situation. They're not all drug addicts, and these people are trying to say there's jobs for everyone out there, and there's really not, in my opinion. It's an actual hatred of homeless. The same way that they don't believe that all vets are equally the same, which I just, I'm just amazed at the fact that people want to discern the difference between a person that joined the military, served their country for their 2 years, but never had to get shot at. It's not like they had a choice, when they got in the military, but the person brought up the fact that that they chose to go in. Fair enough. They did chose to go in. But what they did do is they chose to go in and serve our country and put their lives at risk because at any given moment, in any given day, in any given second, they can be sent off to be shot at. So basically what it boils down to is a difference of opinion. And I would like to know what comments and what approach I should take to change these people's mind rather than name calling and getting offended at them and what have you. I don't have a problem with people's opinions, but I get very upset when it comes to the fact that, I'm more of a person that if you're homeless, I'm not going to ask you for a resume. I'm not going to sit here and go, well, how did you become homeless? One, it is the trash and stuff that gather around these homeless camps and the drugs and the vile diseases and stuff that accumulate in these areas. That is a social issue that we as a so-called great country need to fix. It's not like we don't have plenty of money to fix it. Seriously, it's not like we don't have enough money. We have plenty of money. So, with no due disrespect to these people's opinions, which I don't agree with, I left. Struck by lightning, thank you for coming in. The other thing we're doing right now is a canned food drive. Ta-da! There it is right there, V for Vets. And the idea is what we're going to do is we're going to put 10 to 20 canned food items, including semi-meals and vegetables, hopefully. Give them a variety of nutritious needs. If we can pull that off, and like I told people, it doesn't matter if the cans have a pop top lid or not. If you do want to send, we'll take anything. This will be documented, of course, and it will be your efforts will be shown. And of course, but make sure we will again address all of that when we go out and give it to them. Now, mind you, we are going to be doing this in a state that considers this highly illegal. But I'm looking forward to it because I have not been able to do anything for quite a while. Now, other than that, those are the two real main issues. Anyone that wants to come up, I will put the link out there for Bell to distribute. You may come up, and you can add to the conversation. And no, I will not disrespect you, whether you agree with my opinion or not. You could come up here and you could have the same opinion of the person that told me that. I am going to give you your format so that I understand. I want to understand. I want to understand how people can be that way. Why they feel that that's important. To discern between the two military formats. Dino, good to have you in. Thank you for showing up. So there's the link. You can come up and, like I said, have your opinion on the two issues and help me to understand better so that I can at least be more informed. Like I said, in the chat that I went to with the person saying this stuff, I don't tend to just go into somebody else's channel and cause drama. I'm a diplomat for V for Vets, even under the name Bud Grower. I represent an organization of people that are out there trying to help the homeless and trying to help our vets. I, by no means, will say anything bad about the people. I totally agree, Bell. I don't agree with them, though. All right, T, thank you for coming in. Again, the link is out there. Please come up. Struck by lightning, it would be nice to have you come up. Dino, anyone has an opinion on this, please come up and have your say. You will be given this format, like I said. I just don't know how to address that. I'm going to be adding a new segment to my show called the Bud Rant, but I won't be doing that tonight. Tonight is all about me understanding the actual hatred for the homeless and the actual, in my opinion, disbelief that there's a difference between the military people. Which, again, I have not joined the military. I'm a family member. I don't know how many people feel this way. This person was pretty animate about it. They went off. They started to get a little bit testy. Which to me is like, dude, I'm not getting upset and you're the one going off. And like I said, his opinion is his opinion, and I won't, like I said, I won't give the name of the person or disrespect him in that manner, but I would like to understand more. I would like someone to come up and talk and tell me what their opinion on the situation is. It's not going to change what I do. I will never stop fighting or helping out homeless vets, no matter whether they served in a military zone or they served behind a desk for 2 years. The fact that they did what I can't do, and that's sign up, is all that matters to me. And they were ready to go when called upon, which I was not, and they were. I lived my freedoms and my ability to come up here and talk to you on that basis. So, like I said, anyone out there likes to come on up, please do. Those would be two of the topics I would love to go over tonight if possible. Other than that, it's just going to be a chill and chat time. Friday night, I noticed that most of since I am trapped in the hospital, there's nowhere I can go, so I have plenty of time to do these shows. Now I'm waiting for my brother KY to show up again. I'm not sure if he's going to or not. It's pretty late. I'm surprised Bella's in here. Thank you for showing up, Belle. Oops, what's at the door? Oh wait, Dino. Hello, sir. How you doing today?
Bud grower, how are you?
Hanging in there, brother.
Good to hear.
Yep. So were you able to catch the two issues that I had just encountered on another channel?
I did not. I was typing that, and then you started talking about, why people are afraid of homeless people and such.
Well, they obviously don't like homeless, and they blame the homeless. That they say that there's no way anybody should be homeless. There's plenty of jobs and money out there.
That's not
I
always why you're homeless.
that's and that they're all drug addicts. But the
Right.
wor-
Or
the worst
alcoholics.
they are alcoholics. Well, the worst thing that got me was the comment. There's a discern between because getting a 501c in California, it's different when you go for a military one. If you're going to be helping anything to do with the military, there's special 501c's out here,
Hmm.
and they are broken down into two categories: one who have served and one who have not. Actual war zone. I don't understand that, and this is where the topic is because that person says that you join the military, you don't actually go off and fight, and you're just basically playing and you're practicing. You're not really an active war vet, so you should not get the same benefits as a vet that went out there and served actually in the war. Since I've done neither, I don't agree with it, but that's my opinion.
Right.
What would you say?
Well, I say you put yourself in a position where you can be called upon to put your life on the line. Now, whether you have to or not, it just depends on the times. But I think you should be entitled to the same privileges, let's call them, or what. Or but I also think that if you were actually in combat, you should have some other privileges that they don't get because you actually did risk your life. You might have actually
Yes.
even been hurt. You should have some additional things, but I think they all should get at least the same basic things. That's just my opinion. Like
No, that's where I stand.
yeah,
But what I don't do is I don't. The way I look at it though is, to me, really, I don't really. And that's where the whole homeless thing came about. I really don't. I really don't care why you're homeless. I just want to get you off the street.
yeah,
For your problems in life are your problems, and you can deal with them. But as a society in whole, allowing homeless degrades and brings down the fabric of our country and makes us look bad. Because we're
yeah.
only as strong as our weakest link, and homeless are really a weak link.
I mean,
So,
like you were saying, you could be homeless for numerous reasons. You don't just have to be just because you don't feel like working. You know,
exactly, and it's very hard once you do go homeless to get off the street.
right?
It really is, unless you want to break the law.
Hmm.
One of the comments from the one person is, "Well, you can always go get blowjobs or sell drugs." Well, no, I don't think that you should have to lower yourself to breaking the law in order to end your homelessness. I just because I won't do that. I wouldn't do nothing like that. And like I tried to tell him, I could be homeless here because of my situation. But it's like, I'm trying to understand. I really do want to understand because it's a whole ball game where you want to be able to empathize with what people are thinking about, and then work at that to either change their mind or correct it,
Right.
find a way to
Yeah.
make it better. which we don't seem to be able to do right now in California.
Fortunately, I'm not in California.
Welcome, Teresa.
Hey,
Thank you
how
for
are
coming in.
you?
Hanging
Teresa,
in there,
hello.
yourself.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm
Well,
getting by
I'm
myself.
shocked. Oh,
Don't mind my voice. I had surgery on my throat and my voice is destroyed.
wow.
Uh,
I'm in the hospital right now, so I
I
feel you.
know. I've been praying for you,
Thank
and,
you.
and I have a glass out of my eye because I just had surgery 3 days ago. So I've got one eyeglass in and one out. It's
Oh,
crazy.
there you go.
They popped it out so I can see. Until I have this one done in 2 weeks. I have this one done in 2 weeks, so I won't
What
need
is,
glasses
can
anymore.
I ask what you're having done?
I had cataracts
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Okay.
and
okay.
astigmatism, and they put a lens in my eye. They removed it and put it. It's a new procedure. They actually put a lens in, so you don't need. Well, I was 20/75 in my left eye, and now I'm 20/30, and that's like awesome because I've never seen out of that eye before.
Wow.
So
Wow.
it's
Outstanding.
it's crazy.
Outstanding. That's great.
Well, Teresa, what do you think about what I brought up?
Well, first of all, the homeless are treated horrible, and I
Yeah, they
know
are.
I stay in I go to a area in Virginia, Reston. They're like one of the most richest cities in the United States, and there are so many homeless vets there. It's just crazy. So I know it's not due to laziness. I know that. Um,
Right.
and of course, I do take. I'm not bragging, but I will stop and take care of a vet every time because my son's in the Air Force. My dad was in the service. My ex-husband was in the service, so I come from a lot of service, and they do sacrifice
Yes. Even
a
the ones that
lot.
don't go to war, they sacrifice.
Right.
Not as
Right.
much, but they
Right.
also have to give up. They don't see their family. They don't know where they're going to be. They get shipped off somewhere. They find out, they're in Germany. They don't even speak the language, maybe. I
Right.
mean, you give up a lot when you join the military, and it's something you should honor, something that should be honored when they get out. There's no military vet should ever be homeless. The government
Thank
should take
you.
care of them 100%. Uh,
I
if
agree.
help them find jobs if they can't find a job, give them housing. They should, in my estimation, you shouldn't have to pay for housing if you've been a vet because they should take care of you. You put your life on the line, whether you went to war or not. You
That's
put it out there. They should take care of you. They should
that's
take
true.
care of you.
That's true. Forever, for life.
Yes, forever. You shouldn't have to pay taxes anymore. That's my personal one.
Exactly. I mean, they help people that don't really deserve to be helped in this country. If you ask me, I mean, I know a lot of people that claim to be disabled. They're not. They're taking advantage of the system. They
Right.
get everything, and the homeless get nothing. I mean, the vets get nothing.
Right.
Yeah, and I'm just like, the whole thing to me is, I look at it as long as we as society, especially an advanced country like America, allows homeless to exist, it drags down it drags us down. Like I said, our strongest link is our weakest one. And if you we it's also the fact that, yeah, the trash, the drugs, those can be cleaned up. We don't need that on the streets. We don't
Right.
we don't need new bacterial viruses or whatever starting up in the middle of homeless camps.
Oh, you heard
Mm.
about the monkey virus, right? That just came out.
That is ridiculous. The monkey
It,
virus.
it's a monkey virus. It's horrible. There's
Yeah,
one in Massachusetts. I can't say that has it, and it's like boils all over you. It's 10% of people die from it, but it's I don't know. But anyway, getting back to the vets, my ex husband goes to the oh, their doctors. I can't think of the place. But anyway, he was really sick, they refused to see him because he didn't have a certain thing that they were trying to force you to get, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, with the vets,
They won't see unless he has it.
well, you know how we could solve this problem for the vets anyway is we could open up one of the closed military bases and at least give them the offer of any vet out there that needs a place to live that can go and live on the base.
Right. Right.
That there you go. The bases are set up for living.
That's
They
true.
have everything there. All you need is personnel to go there, and then that way there would be no homeless vets. That would be part of their reward for serving our country. I'm
Right.
just I can't like you, Teresa. I cannot walk by a homeless vet not want to feed him.
Right.
James, nice to have you in.
Exactly.
So I'm just like a little bit, but I want to understand. I want to try to understand why some people are hate the homeless so much. I
I
mean,
think
I don't.
I don't. I
I
think
think they're
they're
afraid. I think they see that and it makes it a little real for them, and they're afraid they'll end up the same way. So they don't want to see it.
I think they judge. I think the biggest thing is
Oh, they
people,
definitely judge,
they judge them. They automatically think they're just lazy and
or alcoholic or
drug
drug addict.
addicts or whatever, and most of them become drug addicts because they're homeless.
That is exactly what we have found out from going out with Tommy Wood and them. S. Graham, we have talked to these people while we were out there, and you get to know that there are a couple out there that are one have mental issues.
Right.
Right.
That is something I mean that you cannot discount.
Right.
Second is through some no fault of their own, whether their business went belly ass under, like what was recently happened with the closing of the stores. They can't afford to pay for their stuff. They're homeless. And
True.
then there is the percentage of people that go out there and they use the drugs and they use that, and then they are homeless as well. Now I understand, Glenn. Thank you for coming in, brother. Um, I'd rather clean up the homeless situation than to worry about how they got there.
I
And
agree.
really, honestly, what do you want me to do? And I'm again, I am trying to be diplomatic about this. I am not insulting the guy whose opinion I don't agree with because it's their opinion.
Right.
But seriously, I'm not going to ask you for fucking credentials when you're a vet. I'm
Exactly.
not well, okay, I need
That,
you to show me where you serve now.
right. Right.
You know,
I
so we work hard in V for Vets as much as we can.
right.
I just don't understand the actual hatred. The trash and the garbage, yeah, but you know what? There's a real easy way to solve that. End homeless.
That's exactly right.
Then you wouldn't have all this mess and stuff around. I view homeless as just our country being lazy.
That's
When
true.
we do have solutions like tiny houses and stuff.
Oh,
I
Now
was
my
just thinking that.
we
You read
have
my mind, Bug Ross.
it's not rocket science here.
Right.
we have
Right.
buildings boarded up. We could, they could put money into those
Yeah.
and give us a place to sleep. I mean, it's just
There are plenty of businesses that went under
that's true.
that they could turn into apartments.
Yes.
Right. Or at least put beds in there,
Yeah.
place to sleep.
And then see people say, well, the cost because of the insurance. Well, then maybe we need to reevaluate our insurance guidelines.
Right.
As a matter of fact, that's what's really destroyed this country with medical, legal, is the insurance companies.
True.
Seriously, we need to get a grip on that, and that should be nonprofit.
It's
But I
just
mean, we don't have time for rational thinking.
no.
No, instead, what we'll do is we'll berate the ones that are even kick them when they're down.
That would hurt.
Right.
That would hurt your brains if they thought.
The guy who made the comment, and like I said, I won't bring up names on the channel because again, I won't disrespect them. But one of the comments was made that that they're like, there's no reason for anyone to be homeless. You do it to yourself. I have a really close friend who's involved with our V for Vets. I don't want to dox them, but him and his sister were homeless. There is nothing about this person that said screamed, "I want to be homeless."
Right.
I'm sorry, but no.
Uh,
I just so the fact that they're trying to make out that it's all the homeless fault. It's not. It really isn't. And
I,
of course, this person owns a business and owns two houses outright, which is an
mm,
illusion. I tried to I stopped myself, but that's an illusion.
right.
If every year you pay property tax, that means you don't
right.
own it.
You don't own it.
You don't own it at any
If you
given
don't
time.
pay it, guess what happens?
Right.
Somebody,
That's right. That's right. The government can step in any time and go, you.
You
yeah,
work
or
your whole life.
they can sell that debt, and somebody else can own you. You have to
So
pay. You have to pay
exactly.
them.
You work your whole life to own a house, and then they suck you dry afterwards. They
Yeah,
want to give the elderly
you
a
pay you pay taxes on these things when you buy them, and then they keep taxing you year after year after year for the
Yeah,
same thing which you already brought, and they call it property tax.
right. And they it just like
well.
somehow they should be entitled to
So how come I don't pay taxes on my furniture every year?
thank you, or how about your
It's my
car every year?
property.
Right.
And I
Right.
do have to pay taxes on my car every year. Well, I don't have a car right now, but
Yeah, me
uh,
neither.
when you were talking, I was hours away from being homeless just a few months ago with my medical situation that I'm in. Uh, when they were releasing me from the hospital, they were like, if you have a place to go, you need to go there. But if not, we'll have to arrange to have you taken to a homeless shelter. And I'm like, excuse me? But I didn't have anywhere to go. All my family lives out of state, and nobody could help me. So, I mean, I was hours away from being sent to a homeless shelter. And
Well,
through
that's
no
what's
fault of my own, I had an amputation, and then I can't, you know.
there. You
So,
go, and this is a situation with me and my roommate.
yeah,
We worked
I'm
our
not a
whole
drug
lives.
addict. I'm not alcoholic. I just fell on hard times.
Yeah, so and like I said, I understand. I wanna understand what they're trying to say so that I can work out a way to better to fix this problem because we need to come together. These inconsistencies, which is now a reason instead of fighting each other, work together to actually end the situation. That would be so much better than just to try to ignore it. You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion on that.
Yeah, I think
But like
that's
I
what most
said,
people would prefer, just to ignore it and hope it goes away.
yeah, and unfortunately, it's not. It's just
That's not going
breeding
to
more
work.
and
Yeah.
more. It's
Gonna
not.
get
It's just gonna
worse.
make it worse.
I
Yep.
mean, look.
LA is just. I mean, if you want to look, LA is just ridiculous. Within the next 2 months, they're estimating we'll have 1 million homeless people.
It's
I
ridiculous.
mean, at this point, it doesn't really matter, does it?
Yeah.
I mean, that's just insanity.
That's a
That
thing. It's like a staple of LA is homelessness. You when you see movies in LA, you inevitably see homeless people.
and
It's
look at Philadelphia, Kensington and I've
yeah,
followed Kensington on quite a that situation with the homeless there, and now they turned to fentanyl, PCP, and heroin. If nothing else, man, we need to stop that completely. And the ones that don't want to stop, then they need to get help because I mean, it's disgraceful looking at Philadelphia. I mean, honestly, you just can't do that. They're allowing fentanyl, PCP, and heroin to be distributed. They need to just send the military in. I mean, you see that?
that never works out good.
No, it doesn't. But that
Well,
was
look
just
at
like a pun on the homeless veteran.
look at the
Oops.
price of gas. It was 4.55 here today. It, the, People aren't even going to be able to go to work.
Yeah, you can't afford to go to work. So you know how
No,
you
so
gonna?
you're going to lose your home. You're going to lose your apartment. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah,
Wait.
Or you're going to take food off the table, and
but
that's
you
not cheap either.
A friend of mine and myself were discussing gas earlier today, and they're talking about it might be $6 in the next
Might
couple of
be.
months.
I don't
Welcome
doubt
to
it.
LA, brother. $6 and
Yeah,
10 cents this morning.
Yes.
Our
that's
gas is
crazy.
455 here.
6.10 a gallon. I mean, that's just your gas to go to work.
I know this is
And then
off topic, but why is gas more in Los Angeles than it is in Tennessee?
it's called bullshit.
Yeah,
I was
why
talking
isn't
to the
gas the same price everywhere in the country?
no, I talked to the owner of Exxon, and they told me that they call everybody in town and tell them what price it's going to be today, and they all change their price and stay the same. If that makes sense, like that's what they do. They call everybody and say, "Okay, we're going to have it 455 today." So they do their own pricing. It's
Well,
whatever
yeah, they
they
also
decide
use
to do.
speculative marketing, which is bullshit. Because a lot of the gas reserves we have been paid for years ago. And if you go back to when they were paid for, the price of a barrel was almost nothing, and now they're allowed to play the games they are. But I'm just saying, if you keep adding money to the gas, you keep adding money to the rent, you keep adding money to the food, eventually people like me will not be able to buy food.
Right.
Won't be able to get gas. Won't be able to work. Won't be able to pay the car bill. Blah 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 blah. And we're gonna end up homeless. I mean,
Exactly.
I'm terrified. I am that close to being homeless. I need to consider looking for another state. Find someone to get us. I'm not kidding, dude. Affording to live in LA is ridiculous. A single
No, I don't.
bedroom
Yeah,
single bedroom apartments are now going for $2,200.
it's ridiculous.
So and that's 700 to 900 square feet. Southern Cowgirl, thank you for coming in. It's always a pleasure to have you. I met her, of course. I'm going to mod you. I wanted to do that last night, but you jumped out too fast. Um, she's a good friend of mine from Billy the Kid Norrad's room.
Norwood.
Norwood, yeah, which if anyone has any care whatsoever, please go over and say hi to Billy.
I'm
Billy's a
subscribed to him.
Billy's a good friend of mine. He has issues, but he's a good friend of mine, and he's a vet. And I have to people take advantage of Billy and make him do stupid shit because he's drunk. But
Right.
I love him, and so I met Southern Cowgirl over there. She was a mod for him.
He might.
Trust me,
he's he's a character, all right. That's for
yeah,
sure.
he is. He served in the U.S. military, and then was part of a cover band.
No,
He's just a
I didn't know either one of those things.
holy shit, dude. Go look at his cover band. He is a walk. It's exciting talking to Billy, especially when he's sober and
If
more.
he's sober, when he's inebriated, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
No, he gets ridiculous because he's
Yeah,
depressed. But God love Billy. You know what I mean? He has his faults, but we all do.
yeah.
So I'm so thank you so much again, Southern, for coming in. Um, like we are doing a canned food drive, everyone. We just started it. The idea that V for Vets, and yes, I was just told by one of our co-founders, asked Graham, that maybe I should have done this on V for Vets. But at first I was really upset, and I didn't want to come out and start going off and talking a lot of shit until I calm myself down, because I'm in a hospital, so I'm really edgy.
Hmm.
I do it on Bud because I represent these people, and I have no intention of representing them in a bad light as much as I can do. Seriously. Bell Admin is part of this group, and I'll send Bell to deal with them. It would work. So yeah, this might have should have been done on V for Vets, but we are trying to get these canned foods together, and the idea is, if you can, the pop top ones are great, but because of the fact that they lose the can openers,
Right.
which I'm just trying to make it easy, but the idea is to get 10 cans of food and 10 cans of vegetables, put them in a box, and then supply burners. Now, what I have just done is broken the law. I've literally just broke the law. If I were to go out and do this, I will be arrested. which
Why?
I've.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
It's totally illegal to do what I'm going to do, but that's fine. I intend to do it. I really don't care. I'm not kidding you guys. The way I look at it, I've been laying in a bed now for damn near 3 months. I almost lost my foot and leg twice. I can go to jail for a few weeks until I see a judge, because I'm not paying no fine. Why would I? Why would I sit here and go through what we go through to turn around and give money to? I mean, if I'm going to collect money, any money that goes to feed for vets goes to feed for vets. It goes for the vets. It doesn't go for me, KY, Bill, Graham, none of us. We set it up specifically, that we can receive no funds in order to get the tax break. Because we would elsewise we get to spend 20 something, $2,100 a year on taxes, and no, I won't do that. That's taking again money away from the vets.
Mm.
That's what it cost us to start it. We're not going to turn around and redo it. So, and anyone else when it comes up, it would be great if Southern Cowgirl came up. Love to have Bell come up, but so yeah. So my issue now is just to try to again understand, which is not going to make me change my mind. We are going to feed the homeless one way or another, whether they're on drugs, whether they're I don't in my short career of doing this, me, Tommy Wood, and ice cold audits have knives pulled on us. We were shot at. We've been chased by the cops.
Mm.
It's just been one non-stop fun parade, but we've learned a lot. We're not going to make the same dumb mistakes of walking up with a camera on. That's just evasive. And
Yeah.
we will not dox where these people are. That was my fault, guys. I allowed myself to dox these people so the cops could track them down. Then which ended up in the drainage ditch, which ended up me going down there and catching the things I have.
Huh.
So lessons are learned hard for me, but they are learned.
Yeah.
I don't get the theory of not being allowed to feed the homeless. I'm not under. I really don't get that.
Is there a reason behind that they somehow came up
Yes,
with?
yes. They're what they're saying is, if you feed the homeless, you promote homelessness.
That's what it is.
Which again, it's like, oh, I see. So then, why don't we have no locks on anybody's doors? Because locks say that you're worried about someone stealing, and that promotes them to want to rob you.
Yeah. It
Just
promotes
saying. I
them.
mean, if you want to look at it that way,
Be homeless.
you'd be awesome. And you know that everyone wants to be homeless. You know that.
Yeah.
It's a race to be homeless.
Yes.
No, Belle, I won't be swimming either. So we want to make sure that these encampments, which we now have to track down again, they have at least one active gas burner and cans of food, depending on their needs, as much as we can do. And hopefully other people will follow suit.
I like your idea about the closed military installations.
Well, yeah,
Uh,
that's so simple. I
Reopen
mean,
them. At least put the vets that are
the
homeless in
vets
there.
in there,
Put them in the barracks. You got barracks already there and built and easy
all
to
set, ready
use.
to go. Exactly.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense to me. But of course, it makes sense. So why would anybody do that?
Well, we don't have time for common. We don't have time for rational thinking.
Right.
We would prefer to spend our money
Let's,
on the
let's pay $10,000 for a hammer.
exactly what remember that was 70. That's what they do. They still do that nonsense.
Yeah, I still do
You
that.
know, they used to charge $350 an ashtray to put in an aircraft carrier.
Ridiculous. Ridiculous.
I'm fully intend that we go out there, and it would be nice. One of the things I want to do is once we find these homeless camps, is I want to spend the weekend at one of them. Literally spend
Oh,
out there with them, and interview them while, and then I could literally show people what these people are going through.
Right.
And a lot of the vets that we had run into out there we were helping were not bad people. They weren't high all the time. They were no. We spent
Right.
hours with them. They were just regular people that had nowhere to go,
Yeah.
and you know they'd fallen on hard times. But hey, it's
We all fall on hard times occasionally.
yeah. So I don't. Again, I'm not really. I'm not swaying in any manner whatsoever towards the opinion of that other person. I wish I could understand them more so I could talk to them better. I
Yeah.
feel that I'm just not knowledgeable enough to argue, and I don't want to argue with them. Name calling and getting into ridiculous drama like that is just not necessary.
Nope.
A reasonable adult conversation about a situation is, and they didn't want to have one. They wanted to just constantly put down homeless people, and after a while, it's like, okay, well,
You wonder
I
how much would his feelings change if somebody close to him fell in that category?
well,
Something happened, you know?
it exactly, and you know, I've met a couple really rich people who ended up losing, had everything and lost it, all of it. I
Yep.
mean, you know, even on Invisible People, there was he had interviewed a guy, which was amazing. This man was a multimillionaire. He owned a house in Bel Air, so you know he had money.
Definitely.
And his business collapsed under some fraud stuff. He lost his job, and they ended up him and his family homeless. And this guy had Maseratis, and he lived in Bel Air, and now here he is eating trash out of garbage cans in L.A. That's scary.
It is scary.
You know, if someone like that could go homeless. And yeah, there's a lot of money if you want to do illegal things. Some of us don't want to do illegal things. I will
Right.
not, you know, I'm not going to prostitute myself. That's not something I would do. I'm not going to sell drugs. That's something I will not do. I'm not a drug dealer. I mean, I'm a user. I'm not, like I said, but there's just, you know, I think it's a matter of respect for normal humans to not be homeless in a country so wealthy. I mean, yeah, sure, if we're a small country or whatever, but and I'm not trying to make this political, but I've always looked at it like this: you take care of your house first, then you help people outside the house.
That's right.
Yeah.
We're
And
Yeah.
sending
help,
millions to you
we're
to
helping.
countries right now. Why don't we end the homeless?
And you know, we send a lot of countries money and help them and do things to get them out from under dictators or whatever. And then a few years down the road, they hate us
Yep.
and
Yep.
would love nothing better than to come here and kill us all.
Well, we're buying oil from countries that hate us. And we
Right.
have our own oil here.
Yeah, I know.
It's crazy.
But that's getting political again. But still, I mean, look at all
It
that
is.
money they give away. They give away money, and we got such a massive national debt, and yet they give money to other countries.
Yeah, all I'm saying is we need to fix. It's time for us to fix the homeless here in
Right.
America.
We got to start somewhere. Why not start there? That's a perfectly good place to start.
Yeah, once that's done, I think we'll all feel better about ourselves and get back because this country needs a cause to get behind. It needs a hero, so to speak. It needs an event. I mean, I don't know if you guys. I'm old. I remember when they seized the people at the Iraq in Iran, when and how it brought Americans together.
Oh, you mean when they took the hostages?
Right, that was just amazing.
When Jimmy Carter
Right.
was the president? Unfortunately, I remember that too. But
All I'm she's,
Sometimes even harder to welcome back.
all
I'm
I'm
not
saying is it gave us something to fight for, to
yeah,
believe in again. You
it
know,
did kind of
to
unify people.
it did. A sad circumstance, but it worked for the betterment of us. Seems like America's one of those countries where you literally got to kickstart us in order to get us to do anything.
Yeah,
and
You got
that's
to really outrage somebody for them to decide to do something.
personally, I think I honestly I don't need a kickstart. I think the fact that you can walk around and see the plight of these people and not feel scared that it could happen to you
Yeah.
is one of the problems I have. Which
And then sometimes you get those people uh, that are homeless and they prefer it sometimes. Not that, or they don't understand that there's ways, there's help to be had, but it's not enough. You know what I mean?
right,
Uh,
and all
Go
these
ahead.
so-called programs that are out there, I have researched these programs because of the people that could actually use the help. Try to refer them to these programs. These programs are backed up beyond belief and are getting shorter and shorter on money. So it's like Medi-Cal used to cover a lot of things, it doesn't anymore.
Mm-mm.
All they could do is offer temporary solutions, which basically is what it boils down to, temporary solutions. We need to work at a permanent solution. And some hard choices have to be made. Somebody brought to me that, yeah, there are people out there that don't want to live in houses, they want to be homeless. Well, I'm sorry, but society would rather dictate the fact that we don't have homeless and offer them like a shelter to go to. And if they don't want to go to the shelter, well, I mean, then you can do something like saying being homeless is illegal so they can get the help they need. I just really do believe that the homeless should be in. And I don't want to debate why they're out there.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't seem like it'd be a shame if there would be never a time I could actually convince somebody or have a conversation with them and that they would understand what we were talking about. Why we really should end the homeless. These people don't want anything to do with this. And this man was very animate about that. He was very animate about how he doesn't. It's their fault. They got what they has no sympathy whatsoever for him. Well, okay. Luckily, he's not the majority opinion in my opinion.
Because,
Ho-
like I was saying earlier, if it hadn't been for a friend of mine off giving me a place to stay, I would be homeless right now, and it would be through no fault of my own.
and you don't look like you're a drug addict. You don't look like you're an alcoholic. You don't look
No,
like you're a criminal trying to hide from the law.
none of the above. I
And
just
honestly, I think if we remove them from the street and clean them up, they can become a proactive part of a society again.
Well, the
Because
problem is they need an address to get a job. They won't hire you. Unless-
right,
exactly, this is what
right.
we need to take care of. Do you know that if we were to enlist all the homeless people to go around and pick up trash, I mean, the cigarette butts alone are becoming an enormous problem.
I agree.
So we could spend years with these people working. So there are jobs, we're just not offering them. So I mean, we'd rather like I said, keep them homeless, out of sight, out of mind. But see, that's the problem.
Yeah, you see all the time cops rousting homeless people. They don't give them anywhere to go. They just tell them to get out of here.
Mm.
You know, go somewhere else. We don't want you here. That's not
My
solving
mother let
anything.
my mother used to let homeless people in all the time. I'd go to my mom's and open the door, and there'd be a stranger on the couch. And like they'd look at me like, "Who the hell are you?" But mom always felt sorry for the homeless. She would let them in, feed them, and then let them go. It was just she was just my mother was too much. She really was. But
You got to be you got to be
she let,
careful doing that too.
I agree, but she did it. She did it. Our school caught on fire in elementary school, and she let the whole school at the house to make phone calls. She got robbed. Needless to say, she got robbed, but she had all the kids in the house until the parents came. She sure did. That my mother, she had a good heart. If more people were like my mom, things would like we wouldn't have a problem.
There you go. See, and it's a one. It's what we originally were when we started this. We had talked about the fact that, well, if we can do it, then maybe other people at the would see that we do this and go out and do it themselves. And hopefully, it won't be just to raise money for themselves. That's the big problem with homeless vets. I mean, the homeless. A lot of these people go out to feed the homeless, and basically what they're doing is it's fundraisers for themselves.
Yeah.
That's true.
And which is sad. There should be no. I mean, if we get to the point, V for Vets, that we're pulling in 100,000 a year, and we actually own trucks and stuff, that I can see paying someone to manage it, because that kind of time requires a lot of effort. You can't work or do anything else but that. But I mean, we're not that organization, and if we're more of a small, and I believe that a lot of small organizations are sometimes better than one big organization. A lot of bureaucracy and paperwork and money again that's absorbed into these charities, like Red Cross and stuff, who pay their CEOs and stuff out the ass to do what they're
Oh,
doing.
yep.
Right.
What the fuck's up with that? Like I said, they should be compensated, but again, that's why I believe the smaller one should be, and it should be easier to get. What we as a corporation had to go through, the small members that we have, and this was just made to stop small people from doing it.
Right.
It just was.
They
I
want to
mean,
make it as difficult as possible so you give up on it.
exactly, or it's too expensive, so you don't do it.
Right.
Which V for Vets luckily was able to pull off, which I'm very proud of. That's one of the accomplishments that me and S. Graham wanted to do since the concept of V for Vets. When I first started the channel, and I started talking to Graham, that was it. We had this dream that we would have a non-profit organization that was totally accountable because of what we had gone through in the short time when we were out feeding the homeless. Very disheartening to watch what happens. It really is. People that want to help, and all they really want to do is to pop their PayPals up and collect the money.
Mm-hmm.
So it is what it is.
It's sad. Son,
Yeah,
it's sad.
it is. It's just an overall, but it's nothing which our government's not doing.
And they
All
won't. They won't.
like I said, we're working on so many different things. I had to slow down just a little because I'm getting ahead of myself. But the canned food thing is my big project now because of how hard it's going to be to do it. I mean, people are going to have to mail that to me. And if you're not in California, you see the address right there. It's probably going to cost a little. So you're talking about donating canned food and donating money but luckily we have an EIN number and all your expenses are tax deductible. So I can approach bigger places now. Costco, Walmart,
Right.
and get canned foods and stuff from them, and then making it a lot easier. And then, of course, like I said, once we locate the encampments, then go from there on the burners and stuff like that, and the personal hygiene stuff, and to make it easier for them. It'd be nice to, and then also we have a nurse. We have a wound care specialist who will go out with us
Oh, that's
to
good.
anybody that needs it while they're out there to make sure that they have a cut or something that's getting bad. And then we have some doctors that said they would take a look at them, whether they had insurance or not. So that was all set up right before Bud went to the hospital.
Oh,
Now Bud's just trapped in the hospital, can't do shit.
Lord, you cannot do anything when you're in the hospital.
Nothing. I'm fucked. I can't get out of bed, dude.
Can't, yeah, I
You
couldn't get
should
out of
have
bed
seen
either.
the embarrassment of them coming to replace the bedding since I'm going to be here
Uh,
for 2 months. They wanted to put an air cushion down. It took four of them to lift me off the bed because I couldn't stand up.
right.
It's like Jesus. So,
You lose all dignity when you're in the hospital too. You can't hold
none.
anything. You can't,
There is none.
you know,
There's none.
you just have to let it go.
Right. The only benefit I have is it's in the area that my roommate and I live in. So all we need to do is somehow come up with a couple test COVID test. Not the ones from the U.S. Post Office. Those are the ones you have to mail in for the results.
Yeah,
But any of the freestanding ones, so then he can visit, bring my doggy,
yeah.
which would cheer me up a lot because my dog is old. It's getting there.
Somebody's keeping my dog from me right now.
Aw.
My dog is 4 months old.
I seen your dog on there a minute ago, Teresa.
She's a little baby. Got one blue eye and one brown eye.
uh, it's funny. My dog only has one eye. He
Oh,
was born. He was born that way.
oh, gotta love
It
them.
doesn't. It doesn't slow him down a bit. He's still a what I like to call him a big galoot.
I would love doggies.
Yeah.
Took, took
Yeah,
me
they're.
years to get a dog. When my dog passed, I said I'll never get another one.
Oh, I did the same thing.
So, 11
It was
years
10
later,
years. I took 10 years before I got another one.
took me 11. 11 years.
Yeah.
But
Well, I had two. I lost one, Rusty, to he was poisoned.
No.
Yeah, I really am upset about that, but I lost him
Yeah.
about a year ago. I haven't replaced him because of the fact that shit, I don't even know if I'm gonna be homeless or not. So
Yeah.
put all my attention. Of course, now I had to basically almost give up my dog to my roommate because of my being in the hospital and stuff all the
Right.
time. I
Yeah.
can't properly take care of the dog anymore. But I love seeing her.
Yeah.
She's an adorable little doggy.
I'm fortunate in the my nephew had mine for a while, and then he got to where he's already got two dogs and he's got four kids, and he just couldn't keep them anymore. So I was fortunate to be able to find a friend of a friend who said he would keep them until I could take them back, which I don't even know how long that's going to be. But
But at
he's
least you have a friend that will watch him for you.
right, and I can go. He said anytime you can get a chance to come over or whatever, you can come over and see him and stay all day and just hang out. Whatever you want. So I'm really fortunate in that. It's still sad though because I miss him a lot.
This is my little doggy.
oh, oh,
Is it an
yes,
American Eskimo?
little, little
oh,
polar bear. But she is a
it is.
Chihuahua
Oh my
slash
goodness.
Maltese. I think. I
Oh,
think.
okay. All right. All right.
Real cute little doggy, and that was her attitude. Look, when I told her she
It
had to go
is.
out, that's just she was like, "Oh, really? You don't tell me what you're gonna do."
She's like, I run this.
She does.
Yeah.
Yeah, little touches, but so yeah, that's where we are. And then, like I said, anyone else want to come up and
Yeah, I'm
give
going
your
to
two?
talk to her soon.
Well, I'm
Well, like
actually
I,
going to head out right now. I'm getting a little sleepy. I don't know if I'll be able to go to sleep or not, but I'm going to give it a shot.
That
oh,
was,
well, and I really appreciate you guys coming up.
Hey, I seen you was having a panel. I was like, I got to get on there. I got to go talk to my buddy.
You, I will. There you go, Dino. I really appreciate it. If you type something in chat, say like hi or something, I'll set you up. I'm probably gonna stay on for a little while longer, maybe go on later tonight. It all depends on if I can sleep or not. Just sitting in the bed,
Right.
and
The
I'm
hospital's not the most comfortable place, and They don't really let you sleep anyway. They're in your room constantly.
No, constantly waking me up to give me shots and stuff.
Hey, I want to check this. I want to do that. Oh, Jesus Christ! Can I just sleep for
Blood.
5 minutes?
Oh, kidding. Well, it's what, every 2 hours they come in to do blood.
Yep.
What do they call it? Vitals.
Yeah.
Yeah, they come and check your vitals. I
That's,
mean, they wake
oh,
you up to give you a sleeping pill.
exactly. Well, they have to. That way they can charge every time they come in the room.
That's right. $400 a pill.
Damn near.
It's pretty. It's something close to that probably. All right, I'm gonna get off here. If I can't sleep and you're still on, or you get back on, I'll come see you.
All right, Dino. Thank you so
All
much, my
right,
brother.
Teresa, it's good to see you. We talk a lot, but I've never seen you, so
Yeah.
it's nice to see you.
Nice seeing you.
All right, you
Yes.
guys keep
You
it
have
up, man. Keep up the good work.
All right, my brother. You take care.
so you
So,
hospital 3.
what was that?
Did you say you were in the hospital for 3 months?
No, another 1.5 to 2 months.
Oh, okay.
Probably about a month and a half.
I'm gonna say
Uh,
I was in 4 days and I wanted out. And they wanted to put me in a nursing home. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? I ain't going to no nursing. So I got nursing. Well, it was because I took a pill that was prescribed and it put me in the hospital.
oh, how nice.
Literally. Put me, and I'm still not well, and this happened in December. Um, like 4% of people get severe side effects. Well, I'm the 4%.
You sound like me.
It was
Well, your
awful.
luck, it's never the good luck, it's always the bad luck.
Telling you. I say beware of pills.
Oh, I am. I don't like taking pills. But since I've been in here, I have no choice.
I agree.
I am stuck because of the antibiotics they were giving me. It's really bad.
Well, that is okay. All them other pills they give causes you to take more pills. I know I've been there. When I broke my neck, I started out with 2 pills.
Oh, broke your neck.
Well,
Damn.
yeah, you, I don't know if you can see the scar, but I was in a car. I was rear-ended. I was almost a paraplegic. I broke 4 bones and replaced 3 with donor bones. The C1 that connects to your skull, they can't fix that. So I still have a broken neck. But I got a plate and screws and all this crap. But that's how they destroyed my voice.
Wow.
Um, I started out with 2 pills. I'm now on 17 a day.
Damn.
17 a
That's
day.
about that. I'm a little more than that, but I'm assuming the one of the reasons I'm in here. And I've got to offset what the strong antibiotics are giving me. They immediately, I had to sign a disclaimer.
Right,
And then they have certain pills you have to take to go with them, like probiotics and stuff like that.
right. I tell people stay away. If they offer pills, stay away from them. Don't do steroids. Don't do anything. No, stay away from them because it will cause problems later on. I'm telling you. I know. If I could go back, I wouldn't take pills. But
Well, yeah, thank you, D. Um, no, that's the way it is with me too. Like Lasix, I really don't want to take that, but I have no choice.
but
The water's getting in my lungs from what they're saying, so they need it to clear out.
right. But speaking
Yeah.
of being homeless, when I broke my neck, I lost my job. I lost my 401k. I went through all my savings. My medical bills were over $100,000. I
And
lost
yeah,
everything. I almost became homeless. Trust me.
that's the point. That would have not been your fault. I
Yeah,
mean, you get sick. What are you gonna do?
that's the point. Is it ain't. It's not always their fault. They're homeless.
No, not always. And even so, I
I
don't.
lost everything. I did. All my savings. My checking account barely existed. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
doing fine now, even though I'm disabled because of my neck, I'm doing okay. But I didn't think I would be. I thought I'd be on the street.
Yeah, it's hard. It really is hard.
Oh, I don't know. I wish I could do more for the homeless myself.
Well, like just going on these sites and showing support really
Well,
is
yeah,
also is, believe it or not. I mean, you have so much that the numbers actually matter. You
I
know,
try. I'm 4 foot, 4 foot 11 inches. So I
all
drive
right.
with a pillow under me. And I left my car door unlocked one day, and this homeless person went in and took my pillow. I watched him do it. And a lot of people said that's very disrespectful. But you know what? I was kind of glad because if a pillow helped him, you know what I'm saying? A pillow, a measly pillow, could do wonders for a homeless person. So I didn't get mad. I understand the respect part. I do, because he did go in my car. But I let him do it. From a distance, I watched. I didn't care. Are you okay?
Yeah, the medicine really has an effect on me.
I gotcha. Yeah, I got to take from steroids, from having so many shots of steroids, it destroyed my bones. So now I have to take a shot. Well, I was supposed to take those pills, which put me in the hospital. So now I'm taking a shot in my stomach every night because of what the steroids did. That's why I tell everybody today, every doctor wants to give you a steroid shot. Let's give you a shot of cortisone. Like, no, don't do it. Refuse it because it literally destroyed my bones.
Well, I'm getting tired of the Lasix. It affected my kidneys big time.
Yeah, that's not good either. They told me if I fell, I'd be breaking bones, guaranteed. So I don't know if this shot's going to help me. It's supposed to help regrow bones. I'll believe that if I see it.
What to regrow? But
To
okay,
regrow bones.
I didn't think that could even was even possible.
What's what it says. It supposedly. I mean, I don't know. They didn't want to give it to me, but they had no choice because I can't take the pills. So they hold that from people. They want, you know what I'm saying? They'd rather you take something that's not good for you rather than something that's going to help you, like fix your bones. The
Well, there's
pill only stop
no,
it slows it down.
no money in the cure, Teresa.
I agree.
Seriously,
I agree.
you go
We
home without a pill, they're screwed.
we were talking about that, me and my daughter last night, talking about no cure for cancer. Oh, they have a cure.
Oh
There's
God,
no
yes.
doubt in my mind they have a cure.
Well, they have a cure for diabetes type 2.
Yep. Yep.
They won't give it. That's
Nope.
flat out fact, and they don't want to do nothing with that
Nope.
because that's what saved hospitals. Carol Burnett
Yep.
went before Congress and made it one of the five, so they covered 100% rather than just 80. And
Right.
because of that allowed them to open up entire sections of a hospital donated to nothing but diabetes.
Right.
I got to live through that.
God. It's God. Well, I try to research and try to do, I don't know, like home remedies, home therapies, or whatever, holistic medication. I'm trying to get off these pills. So I've been drinking Maline tea. I don't know if you've heard of that, but Maline tea, it clears your lungs, and I smoke.
Oh,
Uh,
are you noticing if it works?
it does. Like my lungs weren't, because I guess I smoked a lot that day. My lungs were hurting. And I drank this Maline tea. My lungs stopped hurting. It supposedly clears out your lungs. It's a cure for viral infections, colds, bacterial infections. all kinds of stuff. And I've been drinking it.
What is that?
It's called Mulleen, Mullien tea.
I gotta look that up.
And, and they actually, if you look it up online, they say you could smoke it.
Oh no, really?
Sure does. It says you can actually smoke it, which I won't do. I'll drink it.
Yeah, I was gonna say
But
I'm trying to clear my lungs. I wouldn't want to add any more smoke.
which makes no sense. But
No.
honestly, this stuff tastes really good. Like I was surprised how good it tasted. I thought it was going to be like weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I like tea, but not all tea. But it
I hear
actually
you.
has good flavor to it. So it's good stuff. A friend of mine, I don't know if you know Roadhog.
Yes, I like
He
Roadhog.
he turned me on to it,
Oh
and
no
I ordered.
kidding.
It really works good. Yep.
Oh good, Bell's looking it up. I can get the information from him. The link.
Yeah. Good stuff. You have to have a diffuser because it's not in a tea bag or anything. But
Oh, okay.
you have to have one of them. You can get one of them cheap spoon diffusers and put it in. But it really works good. I'm telling you, my lungs stopped hurting. As soon as I drank it, my lungs felt better. They didn't feel congested.
Oh my god, that's something I
None of that.
definitely
But
right
it's
now my I could use that a lot. I mean, I no longer
yeah,
smoke
it does.
cigarettes, but I spent
Yeah.
enough years doing it. Like
You
my
don't smoke
father.
cigarettes. That's I've been smoking
Ugh.
cigarettes. I don't know, a long time. I'm afraid if I quit, I'll get cancer. I was recently checked to see if I had the cancer gene, and I don't. So that's good because
Yeah, that's it.
cancer runs in my family like big time. But I don't have the gene, so
Well, I mean, it doesn't 100% guarantee you're not gonna get it, but
no,
it.
I agree. But I don't have the gene like passed on to me. Like that was like really good news.
Yeah, it is. Congratulations on that.
Yeah, yeah, I got enough wrong. Nice to get good news. My doctor said, "You want me to screen you for cancer?" And I said, "Please." Same day he told me I was fine.
Man, I gotta give me a diffuser then, cause I want to try that.
Oh my God, it's so good. I'm telling you, it's for you could cook with it. It kills bacteria. There's so many things I can't do, but like flu, colds, what they say, what's that lung disease?
Tuberculosis.
Tuberculosis. Yours, tuberculosis. This this stuff is like good for so much. And I drink it. I haven't even cold this year.
Yeah, I need to try that. Cause I've been congested now going on since October, more than usual.
I would try the Maline tea.
Constantly trying to cough it up. It's like it doesn't want to come up. It just wants to sit there.
It'll clear your lungs out. Literally clear it out.
Well, then there's a solution.
Telling you, it works. Trust.
Yeah.
I smoke a pack a day, which is
Wow, I was at 3.5.
well, I say I'm doing good considering how long I've smoked. So my
You
doctor
know,
wanted me to go down to a half a pack. I just laughed at her. My dentist offered to buy them from me, and he didn't talk to me that the rest of the day because I wouldn't do it.
it's funny because I ended up quitting because of the cost. And now I look at how much cigarettes are, and I can't even imagine how people are smoking. I'm like,
Well, I go to
Jesus.
West Virginia. I go for a run once a week, or twice or once a week and get 2 cartons. It's like half the price that I would spend here.
Oh,
So
okay.
West Virginia has cheap cigarettes. I mean, it's my brand, but they're cheap. Takes me about, I guess, 45 minutes to an hour to get there, but it's worth it. I get 2 cartons and I'm good. I think they're like $79 or more
God damn.
a
Do you know
carton.
what?
Not there, here. I think they're
Dude,
like
in
79.
81,
And
1981, I was living on a military base.
I get them for like 50.
I was getting it for 10 cents a pack.
I remember when they were a quarter a pack because I used to
No kidding.
get
Remember, and then they came out with the
25.
25 pack. They tried to get people to
Yep,
buy that, but it wouldn't fit
yep,
in the pocket.
yep. And they gave me free cigarettes. I think I was, I don't know, 10 or 12 years old. They used to give me free Chesterfields on the street. Like they were giving them to kids. But I remember mom smoked Pall Mall and dad smoked Camels. And he would always send me to the store to get cigarettes. And they were a quarter a piece, quarter a pack. I remember when a gas was 25 cents.
No kidding.
I'm dating myself.
Yeah, you are because you're talking the 70s.
Yeah. Well, I graduated in the 70s, so
Me with 83, I graduated.
77.
Wow, I remember 77.
Yeah, sure did. And
I think I was
like yesterday. Like, where did the time go? And I became a great grandmother this year.
Well, congratulations.
Little boy, little boy. Now my grandson is my godson, and he just gave me a baby. I told him, you made me old.
Dude, kids are the worst. They're
Yes,
like an hourglass that ages you so fast.
I'm just glad I'm alive to have a great grandchild. You know what I'm saying? My dad lives next door. I moved him next door because I take care of him. He's 87. He'll be 88 this year, and he's a great great grandfather. Or great great great. Maybe he's a great great great.
Well,
If I'm great, he's a great great.
I don't know what your plans are. I'm gonna probably close it down for a little while because they
Probably good.
need to, they're coming in to plug me up again and it's gonna make me sick initially for the next hour anyway.
Well, it was nice talking to you.
Please come back. Please come back, Teresa. I really was
We'll keep
happy.
our prayers. I promise.
Yeah, I do these little shows. I'm not really, I should have done this one, I guess, on V for Vets, but I figured it's just screw it. I'm trying to keep the drama away from the V for Vet channel, and I didn't know exactly how this was gonna get.
Well, when you
Um,
get out, let me know if I can help in any way for your homeless drive.
well,
Like,
honestly, we can't take any donations right at this exact second, not at least for a week, until the
right,
bank account's set up. The one we're doing is food, but like I said, anybody sending the food is gonna also have to pay the postage. So
right.
that's why I started it now. I didn't know how many people would be able to do it or which ones couldn't do it.
Well,
However,
send food from Amazon. You're not paying postage.
well, there you go. I never even thought about that.
And secondly, you were talking about opening up canned goods. If you take a can and you scrape it in concrete,
Right.
it will
You,
open.
yeah, it will. There's this guy on YouTube, the Russian guy. He shows you how to open a can on a rock.
Yes,
That's
yes,
awesome.
it is
I'm
awesome.
just like, but see, the problem is they're out there in the dark,
That's true. That's
and they don't think that way, and it's best if what I'm trying to get them is a basic set,
right.
pack of which would be better if they took a real silverware, but they end up losing that.
Right.
So we're thinking about giving them the plastic ones, but those always end up on the ground. So one of the things that I will tell these vets is I will supply them with trash bags and ask them to please not throw the stuff on the ground.
Right.
I mean, if we can help them, they can do that.
Right.
To at least to a degree, and it may help
I
a little.
I agree.
Well, I'd like to thank Bell Admin. Thank you for coming in, brother. T, thank you for showing up. I don't know actually who else is left in the room, but anybody out there, Southern Cowgirl, if you're still here, thank you for coming in. If you cannot donate to the food drive, and if you know someone that can, that is the information right there. You just
Right.
send it attention V for vets, and you send it to that address. And what I tell people is take a photo of the box you're sending it in, and I guess it doesn't have to be itemized. I guess they ask us for a lot of stuff. They don't ask us to itemize the canned foods we get, but feel free to do whatever it is you feel best. And the accountability, of course, is right there, complete accountability. So we will eventually, especially with the canned foods, go out and distribute them, so you can see that. So that's my little take on that. Take care, everybody.
You
I
too. Get well.
I will, and you from right now. Stay safe. But out.
Bye now.